Yeah, those with PTSD who experience zero fear, that is an indicator that your body's just shut down. You're just numb. And this is why so many veterans and first responders, they thrill seek through gambling, through sex, through just like these high risk activities, because they just want to feel something, and they're not quite sure how to get that sensation going. So they seek it out, and unfortunately that feeling never gets met. You have to keep like ramping it up more and more and more, kind of like a drug basically. And that's where it can get really, really dangerous for not just the person experiencing it, but the people around them as well. I said in a previous post that mental illness, what it boils down to is at the root of it is shame, guilt, and fear. It could be all of those three or one of those three. And that doesn't mean that you're walking around feeling ashamed all day or you're walking around feeling scared all day. But how I view trauma, stuck trauma, PTSD specifically, is when you experience an event, imagine it getting captured in like a time capsule, and it has all those sensory things within it that happened at the time. And it's the reason that it hasn't resolved, because PTSD, the only reason that it's labeled that is because it's a natural trauma response. Like, you naturally are going to have all the symptoms of PTSD after a trauma, but it's naturally supposed to resolve itself over time, over a few weeks, because you will sit with it, talk about it, dress the shame, the guilt, and the fear as a result of the trauma. And when that doesn't happen, when you avoid it, which is what most people do, because why the fuck would you want to go back to the worst thing that's ever happened to you? When you avoid it, that's actually what makes it stuck. It hasn't completed the loop. It hasn't finished out what it's supposed to do. And that can affect your nervous system too. So a part of you, or multiple parts of you, are stuck in time in that scene. So the other comment is like, I'm a Marine, what the fuck do I have to be scared of? So if you're holding that belief, like you're not supposed to have fear or whatever, when you do experience a traumatic event or like a danger, you are trained and it's beat into you to move toward the danger. It's like they've conditioned you to do that. So you're moving toward the danger. But if you think about it, at the root of that is fear, because the only reason you're even detecting the threat as a threat is there has to be some sort of fear, or at least the initial one. And it could have been in your childhood, and then you joined the Marines because you didn't have any fear. And then it just like fit perfectly. But we don't realize that our bodies are stuck. And what ends up happening is when you stay stuck like that and you stay numb, you don't feel anything. You don't feel connection to other people either. So you lose that heart connection. You lose trust in people. You lose trust in yourself, potentially. There's a lot of layers to this. But at the root of it will be fear, shame, or guilt, or all three. What to do about this, and this is what I teach, because it's kind of like a catch-all of what I'm showing you guys, is to navigate your internal world, to go inside and go to these little time capsules. It doesn't have to be reliving the scene either. That's sometimes people do, because that's what is required for them to learn specific lessons. Like, that's what their subconscious is bringing to the forefront. But sometimes you don't. Sometimes you can address this shit like a metaphor. I described yesterday in a post that I felt knots in my stomach, and I visualized it, and I went and made myself a little person and undid the knots. So that could be related to a childhood trauma for all I know. But sometimes it doesn't really matter if you know what the trauma is or not. It's a matter of you going back inside and regulating your nervous system with your internal wisdom and calm and the you are today, going back and repairing what never got addressed, sitting with yourself in a way that no one ever sat with you before. Like, that's all anyone needs, is that sense of connection. And the heart is the healing agent, and that's what's missing in like all the mental health approaches, the modern mental health approaches, is the heart. That will rapidly heal anyone. As if you apply the heart with focus, dude, miracles will happen. I am telling you, I've seen it.